Hi guys, it's Lori. Hey, so what if all technology, look at my glasses, they're kind of crooked. It's because I only have, look, I broke them. And Mr. Ralph Lauren is going to get an email from me because I was told that they can't fix them. Of course, I'm going to tape them. Duct tape fixes everything. But these were really expensive frames, and I'm like, why can't you? I bought the insurance on them. I don't know. I guess it's only going to cover so much of them, so I'm still going to pay. You pay $1 million for this. We'll take $10 off. I'm not buying another frame. I do have a spare pair, but they're in storage, which I can't get into right now. But anyway, so don't be distracted. Maybe if I turn my head like this, I don't know. So, what if, I don't know about you, but I went to go on Facebook this morning. Well, first of all, I get up this morning and my phone had been suspended because I know I need to get out and pay the bill. But I got a 48-hour extension. And then I went to an appointment I had. I came back and I'm trying to get on Facebook to do some stuff. I want to teach some stuff on my private group, and Facebook is all messed up. Like, you can see, I don't know if it is for everybody, but for me, it's like I could see the feed, news feed, but if I tried to click on anything or if I tried to go to any of my business pages or anything like that, it was down. So it got me to thinking, it's like, hey, wait a minute, what if, and people have predicted this for a long time, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but what if we went completely off the grid? What if computers went down? If computers went down in this day and age that we're at, people say, oh, well, no big deal. I could be, off the computer. I could be off Facebook, all that. I'd lose a lot of money because that's where I do my advertising. That's where I do my marketing, most of it anyway. But if we didn't have phones, I'd lose a lot of business because I do a lot of phone sessions with people. In fact, how would we even, if you don't have a 9 to 5, if you're like me, how do you even set up appointments, or how do you contact your customers? I know a lot of people do that via email, but then it goes even further. I mean, everything is on the grid today. Electricity, gas pumps would go down, banks would close, ATM machines wouldn't work, and if the bank's computers went down, you'd have no access to your money. So cash, unless you had it in your pocket, would be no good. Probably be no good anyway, because you probably go to buy stuff and everybody's computers are down, so nobody's going to know what to do. What a disaster that would be. Think about that. Just think about it for a second. And people have been predicting that this is going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, that would be kind of a really bad thing, right? I don't think that's what's happening. It just kind of crossed through my mind. But what would we do if that happened? Do you have people in your life close enough that say there was no phones, or how would you reach them? Would you be able to reach them? Would you be able to connect with them? Just something to think about. I'll be right back. Hey guys, it's me. How you doing? So, have you noticed that the energy is really dark? Have you noticed that there's been a lot of blocks, a lot of heaviness? I've heard from so many different people how they're experiencing this really heavy energy. There seems to be blocks in the physical world as well. Blocks to money, blocks to relationships, businesses. People aren't responding. They're not buying the products, or whatever the case may be. It's just a really heavy, heavy energy. Some of us can actually feel it. People are seeing shadow people. There's a lot of fear. You know what else I've noticed is there are people who are coming to desire the truth. They're being pulled towards the gospel. We really need to be alert and ready to explain the gospel, explain why we believe what we believe, be able to explain the truth, because people are hungry for it. Okay, there are people who just recently are feeling the pull, and you know what's happening? I think these are people that are waking up. These are people that want to be good, even prior, and then this energy is kind of pushing them towards, I need to know the truth. So that's a good thing all in all. And I noticed that the people that are being affected most by the heaviness are the people that truly are opening up, which leads me to something else. I've heard over and over and over, people's lives start going smooth and they say, okay, I must be within the will of God because this is good is happening, this is good is happening, this is good is happening. Not necessarily, okay? Now, so I don't want you to judge by, hey, if your life is going good by worldly thinking, that you're necessarily within the will of God. If it's going bad, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are within his will or not. The way we know that is to know, does it line up? Does it line up with the truth? Does it line up with the gospel? If not, you're not, I don't care how good or bad things are going. Now, you can be right in the will of God and things could seem horrible in this world cycle, but this is the confidence we have in him. If we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us, we know that we have confidence that we will receive that which we have petitioned him for. Okay, that's 1 John 5, 14, 15. Stand on that, especially if you're going through hard times. And if somebody comes to you and says, hey, this energy is dark, I've been awakening, and I feel this need to know the truth. You know why that's happening? Because we're at a very crucial time energy-wise. It is my belief that, you know how we keep talking, a lot of people are talking about how the veil's getting thinner and thinner. It's my belief that the veil's got holes in it and that some negative stuff has actually gotten through that and doesn't belong in this realm, or maybe it does, I don't know, but it's here and it's affecting people greatly. What I wanted to talk about today is not only that, not only be prepared to speak the truth, don't be ashamed of the truth either. There are so many people that are ashamed of the truth. You know what? If somebody came about here, a physical person, and saved your life, if somebody came about, paid your grocery bill, if somebody came about, did your prison sentence, or got you released from jail, would you or would you not want to tell everybody about it? You wouldn't be ashamed of that, right? Okay, think about it that way. But another thing I wanted to talk about other than that, so be prepared, be ready to talk to people, be ready to share your truth, to talk about it, to be ready to help somebody and to show the Spirit of Christ. We are supposed to be ambassadors to Christ. That means you're representing him. So if somebody comes to you in need and they're hungry and you turn around and say, I'll pray for you, and you don't help that person, you are not being a very good ambassador to Christ. If you have $10 in your pocket and that person's hungry, you've got enough to feed them. Just my opinion, okay? I'm not saying, somebody had mentioned in one of my videos that that's a very fine line, helping people that way, and I absolutely 100% agree. Because living as Christ, you will get burned. There are people out there that will burn you and won't even think twice about it. But don't let that stop you from being Christ-like, okay? I'm not saying, make sure you have nothing and give everything. But what I'm saying is, allow Christ in, and he's going to show you how to live. We should be helping people, not once, not twice, and we shouldn't be bragging about it. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. But we should be helping people, okay? We should be. I heard just recently from people who claim to be Christian. I think they truly believe they're Christian, but no, why should I? Why should I do that when that person goes out and does drugs and this and that? Why should I help someone when this is going on or that's going on? Because that's what God told us to do, period. So that's what you should be doing. If you go through the organizations that are run by people who are ungodly, we're not supposed to take the counsel, the advice of the ungodly. Start your own organization if you'd rather put it through an organization, or go to one that you know is of God, but you should still be helping. Don't make excuses for yourself. Which leads me to the spirit of pride. There are some of us who are waking up but don't know anything, and that's great. Just feed them, feed them, feed them. We should be hungry. We should be learning, absorbing. If you're still here, you still need to learn. We all do. Don't ever get caught up in thinking there's nothing else for you to learn. Another thing, though, is if you're living in the world system and things are going okay and everything's going good, and you say you've hurt somebody, knowingly or unknowingly, but now it's come to your attention, do you immediately say, yeah, but, are you making excuses? Or are you like, wow, how can I help make this right? I truly didn't want to do that. Because chances are you're being selfish when you hurt them, and that's why you hurt them. But if you're not even awake enough to be aware of that, you need to go back and really, we all do need to reevaluate ourselves. If we're not awake enough to realize that we have harmed somebody, or we set off the cycle of harm for them, and we sit back and go, well, but I had to do this. And then on top of that, you're taking the advice of the ungodly, because people around you are going, oh, but come on, you had to do it this way because this is what was going on. But you know they're ungodly. Or if you need that material possession, say a car, you've got a car, but oh, I need the new car. And then you tell yourself, well, it doesn't really matter to me. Cars don't really matter to me. But you went out and you put that energy into getting that car. Or whatever it is, the perfect house, the job. Well, I can't say anything because I take the risk of being fired. Well, I understand that there's things like that out there, but you got to weigh that out. If God wants you to do it, you got to do it even at the risk of being fired. The spirit of pride doesn't present itself as, hey, here I am, be bad. The spirit of pride is what tells you, no, you had to do it that way because you have to take time for yourself. You have to put yourself first. Oh, you can't spend that $5 because all you've got is 10. I would have done it this way, but you know what? I had to think about this and this and this. That's all the spirit of pride. It's a really fine line, because do we have to take care of ourselves? Yes, of course. Of course we do. Even Jesus would take some time alone to think and contemplate and kind of regroup and pray. But you know what? Just because you're going to church on Sunday or you're giving your tithe or whatever, doesn't mean that you're right in the will of God. Just because your life is going great doesn't mean you're in the will of God. Just because your life is going horrible doesn't mean you're in the will of God. We all got to get straight. We got to be prepared and ready to defend our faith, to explain our faith, and to live our faith. Because you know what? You can explain it away. You can have all the knowledge. But if you're not living in love, like Paul said, you're like a clanging cymbal. You're making noise for no reason. Does that make sense? Live your faith, walk your faith, trust in the Lord. And just remember, Jesus said to put God first, and he'll take care of the rest. All right, you guys, you have a great day. If you need anything, message me. Hey, it's me. Okay, so I just wanted to add this on. So the new businesses passages, go to facebook.com/higherground2, the number 2. So facebook.com/higherground, HIGHERGROUND 2. And that's passages. And I'm going to focus more on coaching, more on the one-on-ones, more on teaching people, more on what's going on in the world and the craziness around us, and how to protect yourself and how to join together and unite, because we are in a transition. There are people that are saying, it's some people have it so wrong. They think it's all a good thing. Well, there's good and bad. Of course it's good, but there's bad too. We're coming to a place where truth is the most important thing. We're running out of time we can't be lackadaisical about this, okay? So a lot of things are going to change. There's going to be a lot of in-your-face kind of truth stuff. A lot of people may not like that. I remember my son saying to me, hey, Mom, you might lose some people. You know what? Maybe I will. But my purpose is to help you. Now, one thing that has frustrated me with Light Insights for decades is I'm going to keep this up. I am also helping Hands New Hampshire, but I help people all over, because online I've had people every year. We do baskets for Thanksgiving. We do Christmas gifts, like Christmas. I know it's not about the presents, but like food and maybe some presents or whatever, for as many families as we can. I usually get stuck doing it by myself, maybe a friend or two, but not just that, all year round. We do things, if people need help with whatever here, there, or whatever, not just financially, if they need other things, rides and stuff like that, but we do a lot of financial stuff. So you will notice that I do a lot of fundraisers. I do a lot of discounts. When I do discount days, that's because I'm trying to raise money for something and I'm trying to bring it in quick. So you'll notice I do this over and over. And one thing I found, when God told me to get rid of light insights, what he was doing is saying, clean it out, because people that are not truly of a spiritual nature or not interested in that are not going to participate in these things that I want you to do. And one of those things, like I said, is helping people, whether it be financially or emotionally or spiritually. So at the top of my page, I do have a post, as a pinned post, that talks about donations and that sort of thing. I am willing to, if you donate, to show you a monthly statement of what I do with any money that's donated and where it goes, who it goes to. I'm willing to give out receipts for tax purposes, that sort of thing. But we need donations. And if you think $1 donation a month or 50 cents or $5 or $10 or $100 or whatever it is not going to matter because it's too small, or if you think that your donation has to be a big donation, you're wrong. You know what? I have, between the different pages, over 2,500 followers. If people would understand what I'm saying, and even if everybody donated $1 a month, I would have a fund there to be able to really, really, really help people. But the way that it comes down to it now is it's really on me. Another thing that I do is when people come to me, and anybody who's done this, who really needs me, is going through a tough time and they don't have the financial means, it's always my goal to work with them. And I do a lot of free services anyway, but for the paid services, if they really need me and they need to work something out, I am known to either work it out or to, give it away or whatever. But when I do these fundraisers and stuff, that also allows me to be able to do that. So please, please, please donate. Like I said, don't think 50 cents, $1, $2, $100, whatever you can do. Don't think it's too small or too large, okay? We need your help. And like I said, I'm willing to give you an account of everything. If somebody wants to partner up with me, I'll do advertising for you. We can do that. If somebody wants me to help you on your Facebook or other social media pages, I do that for a couple businesses. We could do that. I try to keep this money in this fund so that I can help people. So if you need something like that, and you're willing to pay for it, or if you would like to donate, or whatever the case may be, please, it's really important. You can go to paypal.me/light insights. I can't change the light insights, can't get rid of it with PayPal. I also have Google Wallet, and you can look that up. Go to Google Wallet and build your account, and then just look me up by LORIR 248@gmail.com. You can send money that way. You can send a check to 373 South Willow Street, number 276, Manchester, New Hampshire 03103. Or you can message me and we can work something else out. I take credit cards, debit cards, whatever the case may be. All right. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your help. Bye.